All right, what's up, folks? I'm back. Sorry about the bit of a delay here on my content. I know things have been a little hectic. I've been traveling a ton. The Bronze Mythic Spider-Man's eaten into my time, as well as a new project that I'm working on that you'll hear about in a little bit. So I've been a lot going on. I've been traveling an absolute shitload, but we're back home. Of course, I was in Houston doing coverage at the regional championship, and this weekend I'll be in Baltimore doing coverage of the Standard Spotlight Series. I know Standard isn't at its best right now, but this is like Vivi's last hurrah. We get one more Vivi tournament, and honestly, like, I think a lot of folks, don't want to buy into Vivi or, whatever else. We do a good job on coverage, making sure Vivi's not going to be on every round. And really exciting deck here that wasn't Vivi, won a Magic Online Challenge over the weekend. This is a really sick, like, blue-white aggro deck. And, of course, Quantum Riddler is the card of Edge of Eternities. This card was literally everywhere in the Modern RC last weekend. And it's really starting to come into its own in basically every format. And here being played in a deck that is very, very aggressively slanted. An absolute ton of 1-drops, 14 1-drops, a bunch of cheap spells, and no tricks to this deck. There's no, blink it or whatever else. It's just, hey, this deck's going to empty its hand fairly often, and drawing 2 cards for 2 mana is just pretty dope, honestly, And one of the things decks like to struggle against is a sweeper or some big endgame, which Riddler helps with too here. And I love a lot of the cards of his deck. I think Halia Guided by Light is criminally underplayed and plays really, really well with Voice of Victory, with Novice Inspector, Spyglass Siren, all ways to trigger it immediately and draw a card, which is awesome. Mockingbird's great here. Warden of Inner Sky is quite good, and then really, really good with the split-ups in the sideboard, which is nice as well. We got Seam Rip, Floodmaw, Sheltered by Ghosts, and a lot of good tools here. Also the new Detect Intrusion, or Spidey Sense, I think it is in real life. I don't even know. What do I know?
Great, it's just some random guy.
And but yeah, deck's really cool. We'll play some games. Let's rock and roll. Brought to you by Cool Stuff Inc.
Cool Stuff Inc. is proud to sponsor Jim Davis. We offer great deals on card games and more. Get a free token featuring Jim Davis and take 5% off your next order if you use the code JIM5 at checkout. CoolStuffInc.com. Cool stuff in stock.
All right, let's roll. Of course, the one issue with the Azorius deck is that the mana is not great. Multiversal Passage and Starting Town stand in for actual Hallowed Fountain and Friends, is what it is. So we're going to mulligan this hand. Obviously, pretty bad. Deck mulligan, any Riddler deck mulligans really well. This is the exact same hand with a Starting Town instead of a Multiversal Passage.
Somebody's playing a prank on
That
me.
being said, I think here on 6 on the draw, we're probably going to keep this. We have turn 1 Inspector, turn 2 Warden Scry if we don't draw land. And if we do draw land, our hand's actually excellent. We have the Warp into Inspector for draw. So we're going to keep this, dump Floodmaw, and hope we can make it work. Alright, Spirebluff Canal, Sigo. So, here's Starting Town. With no land draw, we're going to play Inspector. I want to try and guarantee a Scry off my Warden. They probably won't kill the Inspector. Then I can go Warden, tap all 3, Scry. It does turn off my ability to go Warp Halia into Inspector draw, because Halia counts artifacts and creatures, but... Alright, well, right off the bat, here we go. Little Vivi action. So, FOMO, discarding a Floodmaw, not a Vivi, it's good. We draw land, which is great. We could go Hylia into Ward. That does not allow us to do anything super special. Sheltered by Ghosts, eating the FOMO. It's not the worst, honestly. Let's play this on white. I want to be mana efficient here too, which is kind of hard to do. And Ghost on Warden's a lot better. Yeah, maybe I should put it tapped. We can just like Warden and leave up Floodmaw. I don't need that. Let's do that. So it's Warden. Riddler plays extra well with bounce spells too, because the card disadvantage of the bounce spell is made up by the extra draw because your hand is empty with Riddler. Riddler's just really good. I don't know what else to tell you. Blue-red. Here's a Marauding Mako. Good target for Floodmaw. And they're going to abrade my Warden of the Inner Sky. That's kind of stinky, but sure. Can't defensively bounce it, unfortunately. And then don't want to cast this Floodmaw just to rock it. They're just going to say go? That's weird. Emptying our hand is kind of a Not a bad place to be. It does make the Mako better, but then we can shelter. But yeah, let's do that. So we're going to flood maw this. I don't know if this is right or not, honestly. I kind of want to empty my hand if possible. So, untap. We draw another Riddler, not ideal. We can Ghosts. We can Riddler draw one. I really want to draw land there, honestly. I think we just shelter by Ghosts. This is, like, not great, but just hit this and attack. Keep it up the board, gain some life. This can't tussle with Flood with the FOMO, unfortunately, but just want to buy time to get our Riddlers going. Appreciate everyone's patience. I know I haven't put up too much content. It's been a tough time for content, honestly. Like, the Spider-Man set's doing so badly. I'm going to cancel the Bronze Mythic run for Spider-Man. It's just doing so horrendously and requires so many drafts because of the stupid way it's... the stupid format of like 7 wins before X losses and stuff. And it's just been a pretty tough time for content. We draw a land, which is sick. And now we can go Warp Inspector. Draw a card. I'll just hard cast this. I don't hate either. It doesn't spend mana better. Let's do that. They shouldn't have, like, they already played in a Braid. They usually have, like, you know, a couple Flood Maws, like 1 or 2 of Braids, and a couple Torches, if that. They've already used a lot of them, so I think it's a good chance this sticks, and if it does, we can go Inspector, Token, Riddler, draw off the Hylia. It's all pretty great. Here's Scholar. Yes, and then my new project I'll be working on is coming together quickly. So it's been just a lot going on. I've been home for about, I don't know, about 6 days in the last, like, 4 weeks, so it's been exciting. Here's Mako offering a trade. We say no. We untap. We draw Seam Rip. That's pretty good, too. We can draw a land off Riddler. Let's Inspector first. So Investigate, gain a life. Creature, gain a life. Riddler Warp, also gains a life. That's 3 to draw off this in the end step. We draw, not a land unfortunately, but we'll draw end step too, which is cool. We have Ghost and Seam Rips, pretty good stuff here. Let's draw a card. Awesome, it's a land. Off to Warp Zone is our Riddler villain here.
Kicking villain butt look good on a resume?
Riddle me this, Batman. Scholar number 2. Great. Scholars without profs in play and with not discarding a Vivi is a pretty good place to be. We'll grow the Mako. That's fine. We have multiple answers. We have life gain. We got a lot good going on here. So discard some lands. That's a 5/5. Don't care. Take 7. Fire back for a lot. Gain some life. Here's a land. Try and empty his hand here for Riddler. Probably can't do that, but... Alright, coming in. No blocks. I can take it. Real Bunny Corn. That's a pretty good target for Sheltered by Ghosts. Sure. I think I'm gonna pay 2. I think we Shelter by Ghost the Hylia on the Mako. Offer the trade if they want it, and then play Bunnycorn. Could also play Bunnycorn. It's kind of about the Ghost and the Bunnycorn. We don't really need to do that, though. It's kind of all in. I think we have good plays here either way. Let's just do this. So the thing is that we just have Riddlers waiting in the wings, and even if they trade, get this back here, we don't really care. I should play this first, because if they block, I can't gain a life now. So I might have missed a life here. We'll see if they block or not. They might not block. I don't see why they would block, honestly. It's kind of crazy. Okay, never mind. Alright, so we lost out on one point of life, but this is still pretty good for us, I think. So, Mako back. Here's the Bunnycorn. Say go. I think this card is medium. Maybe medium minus. Starting town. 3 cards in hand. Not seen a Vivi or a Cauldron yet. Alright, there's a Cauldron. Not much to do with it yet. And then here's a Riddler for 2 cards. Alright. I mean, now we gotta turn the corner and get aggressive. And now we have the rip for the Cauldron, which is good too, so... Goodbye, Riddler. Get your Riddlers here. We draw a Novice Inspector. So we're going to do it all, right? So let's start by warping this. Draw a card. It's permanent for the Bunny Corn temporarily, too, which is cute. I guess I gotta play this first, then draw 2. I'm an idiot.
You fool!
But it's fine. Yeah, that'd have been much better. That's totally fine. I was just defaulting to, like, the first thing you do should be draw cards. That is not the case with Quantum Riddler. So, whatever. Attack for a bunch. We're in phenomenal shape here. They got a 1-1. I got an 8-8. We are not the same, and that is game.
Game.
Love it. That's the wrong button.
Blouses.
All right, so game 1. I'm used to Bronze Mythic drafts. All right, so sideboarding here, we see Seam Rip. Rest in Peace is interesting. I don't love Bunny Corn just as a card in general. It's like the first card to come out basically always. Flood Mod's not great either. For a more permanent answer, like Seam Rip. I think like the first copy of Rest in Peace. I might want to move on to Rest in Peace. Sheltered by Ghosts is weird. It like can be good, but like it's also kind of sketchy against 1 mana removal. So I kind of don't love it. Love that about the 1 exercise. I might cut Shape of Sheltered by Ghosts on the draw. It's a tempo black hole. We can hit by it. So, all right, game 2. And again, folks, support the content. Like, comment, subscribe. Appreciate your support. Y'all freaking awesome. I know Spider-Man's been rough. It's honestly been a rough, like, few weeks to month for Magic, between Spider-Man being kind of a shit show and Standard not getting the bans it needs and everything else that's been going on. General Universes Beyond and over, too many sets fatigue. But appreciate your support, and now, of course, is the time to get as much support as possible because your support makes what I do possible. So, stop Sheltered by Ghosts and keep this not so great hand on the mulligan. They got the 1-drop? And of course they do. Alright. We can go Rip into where should I play this? Anchorage first. We only have 1 removal spell, so they go turn 2 Cauldron. We can hit that or make better decisions later. Here's FOMO. Discard a land. Cool. Our draws haven't been great, thankfully. We draw a Flood Farm Verge every turn for the rest of the game. Sure. So, I think I just like Siren and Seam Rip. I would like to save the Cosmogran for 1 big turn, but just eat this. Part of what makes the Vivi deck so good is that, like, even just this aggro draw, like, on the play, Mako into FOMO into Tursa is just, like, a pretty insane aggro draw. The fact that they can do that and also be a combo deck is, like, pretty wild, so. Smart by us.
Poor predictable Bart. Always takes
They rocked the full curve out here. They would have had a huge Mako, but we wisely dealt with it. Will that be enough to make us live? That's a big question, but all right, we're just going to go in with Cosmogran here, hope it lives. We're too far behind to not just play Cosmogran and pray, so. Want Cosmogran to live. We get to cast 2 spells next turn. We're in pretty good shape. They've discarded a Internet Stories, but they have no Vivi or Cauldron yet, which is good.
Pop quiz, hot shot.
Got Avatar coming pretty soon too, so it's gonna be a relatively quiet week or two until Avatar comes, I think, Magic-wise. They're gonna attack. We're not gonna block. We don't want to turn a Torch Tower into the best card in their hand here, and we have, in theory, a pretty good make-up turn. If this Cosmogran lives. Here's a Riddler Warp. Cool. It's interesting that would be. And they have Riddler Warp and man. Riddler Warp with Internet Stories is pretty insane. So, draw 3. Discard 2 or a creature. Hopefully, folks enjoyed my commentary this weekend. Me, Corey, Carmen, and Ryan in the booth for the Modern event. If you missed it, it was pretty good. Alright, discard, have mana up. And now it's our turn to do some stuff. Riddler's pretty good. So, we're going to go land. We're going to go Inspector. And we're going to cast the Rip. So now, we have 2 tokens or a counter each creature you control. I think I like 2 tokens. Then we have a Riddler Warp to draw 2, which is pretty excellent. Hit the FOMO. So, no surprise Delirium attacks. Go to combat. Alright. I mean, you can see here why Riddler's just so good in this deck, because 2 mana draw 2 is just a good magic card, you know? And then this is that and so much more. Land Wards. We really want to draw a spell. We actually can't cast the Riddler because we've drawn all 4 Flood Farm Burges and no Islander Plains yet, so
Somebody's playing a prank
it's a
on
little
me.
awkward, but, you know, what are we going to do? That's what it is. I think we're in pretty good shape.
I'm in control here.
Alright. There's a torch to follow up, maybe. Yikes. Alright, well. That was pretty bad. And we still have no double blue for the Riddler. I think we're dead. Let's draw a card. We draw a Plains. It does turn on our cards, but... Alright, so Warden. And then we can... Maps tap to use. I think we're dead here, but we're going to make them do it. Surveil a land at the bottom. I mean, that was a pretty brutal fire magic, I'm not going to lie. Killed all of our stuff. Made me regret not buffing with the Cosmogran. I mean, we mulligan to 5 this game on... I mean, mulligan to 6 on the draw. So, you know. Alright, they have a active Tursa and a FOMO. I don't see why you'd ever play FOMO there first. Definitely want to see what Tursa hits, but whatever, it's not going to matter. Hit fire magic, irrelevant. We go to 2. And they have double attacks with the FOMO. Next turn. We can play Riddler and then maybe draw something nice. Just gonna cast fire magic, sure. That was actually the best draw of the deck. Okay. Here's Riddler. We're not dead yet. Draw 2. And here's Seam Rip. And we ain't yet. It ain't over yet, McGavin.
Make a little noise here, huh? Come on, I can't hear you.
And Riddler's just really good in these games where, like, there's a bunch of removal spells, which are typically the good games against these, like, little blue-white, you know, whatever shitter decks. So, yeah, here comes the Tursa. That's bold. Maybe they drew a another Obliterating Bolt. Can't not block here. I'd rather just do this than jump block. It's a Braid, sure, that's fine. Take a 2 for 1, and now I can't play that thing. Alright, so we're not there yet, but we're going to draw off of the Clue. It's pretty crappy. We're going to play Land Siren so the Anchorage can block also. I'll just say we have 2 maps and no clues. Damn. I might be dead here. That was a pretty poor sequence of draws, but sure, we'll say go. Riddler's so good because you like cards that are good when things are going wrong for you. And this is a card like behind on cards, you mulligan to 5, this card's your best card, you know, so that's fine. Alright, let's go to game 3. No worries. No worries at all. I think on the play, let's put 7. Back into the sideboard, I think Shelter by Ghost is much better on the play, where the ward's really good. Should have cut the Flood Maws. I'm interested in Bunnycorn on the play. They have Fire Magic, which is kind of annoying. Maybe we cut the Mockingbirds and leave in the Bunnycorns. Let's try this. Alright, on the play. Dude, come on. It's like 4 mulligans across the match. Or whatever. Alright, mulligan. Alright, we're going to keep. Sand is not very good, but keep this. Dump a Shelter by Ghost. We have the turn 1, turn 2 warp. What is going on? Right. So play this on white. And interstab. So next turn we can go Warp Hylia, play Siren. That's 3 life to draw a card immediately, which is sick. So no 1-drop. Cool. Alright, so we're going to warp this. Let's actually have 3 of these. This card's so good. I'm a huge fan of this card. Gain a life. So Siren comes in, gain a life. Artifact comes in, gain a life. End step, draw a card. Pretty phenomenal. Not a bad way to take out of our mulligan here. And we can get down the Warden and put a Shelter by Ghost on it. We can double Shelter by Ghost. You know, the Ward is really potent on the play. We draw a land, sick. Alright, so we'll see whether we want to cast this next turn or plus cast Warden. Might just torch my Siren here, which changes the math a little bit. Sure. Alright. Got one card back from a Mulligan. And here's a Profs, sure. Draw a card. I think we're going to play Ilea. I think that, let's force them to use 2 mana on an Abrade on this, rather than play some proactive thing with Profs. Sure, that's fine too. So, they miss a land drop. Okay. I guess we're going to Warden. Just ward in, Shelter by Ghosts, and Passage. They can't even currently pay the ward because they're stuck on 2 lands. Give us some blue, enters tapped. Could have map, but I want to leave the permanent in play, I think, to just like tap the Warden if possible. Second Profs. We might just go with Shelter by Ghosts here and go all in. We draw a land, sure. So we go land. Warp Riddler. Don't love the tap there. It's bad auto tap. That's pretty good though. Spyglass Siren. Yeah, we should go all the way here. I think Shelter by Ghosts. Again. And tap 1, 2, 3. Now it's at a fire magic range on the Riddler. Oh my god. This deck's kind of nice, folks. Despite mulliganing literally every game and playing against the best deck in the format, we were looking quite good. They missed a land drop. Our draw was awkward too. You know, magic's magic. Things happen. But Ward 4, 4/3 flyer, and it's only getting better for us. You know, just hard casting Riddler and drawing next turn is totally great. Here's Marauding Mako, sure. And a Riddler of the Room. Not nearly as good at this stage in the game, with, you know, no extra value off the Riddler. Alright, so pretty sure we just play land and cast Riddler. Like, hard cast it with the body in play. We draw land, Rest in Peace, sure. Let's tap Riddler and the maps. Spectre's fine, keep that. And attack for a bunch. With 4 toughness, it's just pretty hard to kill this thing. Shelter by Ghost does stack really, really well. It's one of those cards where like the second copy is almost better than the first. Here's a Scholar, sure. Once you have a Riddler in play, though, I just don't understand why this card is just so big.
Good lord.
Like,
Gigantism.
if Riddler was a 4/4, it would still be extremely good. You know, like a 4/6 is just preposterous numbers to have on a card like this. So, Mako's bigger. We don't really care that much. We're already at 33. We have this Rest in Peace too. We just got it all. Feels like. Let's just dump our hand. Get a Riddle going. Yeah, Quantum Riddler might just be like the best card ever printed, I think. It looks so innocent on the sheet. It was just like the rare version of the common, like whale. You know. Oh, we draw 3 because we have other. Oh my god, folks.
Waka waka.
This is getting out of hand. Now there are 2 of them.
Somebody stop me. All right. Here's Seam Rip. Here's Rest in Peace. Here's Novice Inspector, and yeah, keeping the cards flowing in your aggro deck is a pretty awesome place to be. That was a very, very convincing victory. That was good shit. That's not really the best hand either. That's okay, sure.
Yeah.
Put a mulligans also, so we're gonna mulligan too. I should really good hand of the week, honestly, but obviously it's better. We can keep this. So keep this. We got some dudes and a Shelter by Ghosts. Gonna ship the Passage and just let it ride. Watery Grave, Shock. Storm Chaser's Talent. Okay. Shelter by Ghost number 2, sure. So I think we Inspector first. Play the thing less likely to be killed by Now, if they're an Esper Pixie deck or like a nowhere to run deck, these Sheltered by Ghosts are really, really bad. But alright, there's Otter number 2. No blocks. Spyglass. Jeez, that is a good mulligan. We draw Seam Rip. That's pretty good, actually. Alright, let's play Warden. Just tap the Warden. Bottom of Verge. Play Seam Rip. I think we just target the Siren because it is flying. We get sheltered by Ghostie's tokens without too much worry of reprisal. Just say go. I would love to get Warden up to 4 toughness before putting the Ghost on it. That would play around a possible nowhere to run. Yep, alright, just Pixie. Here's Cosmogrand. Alright, well, we're a little all in here. There's going to be a lot of weight on the Shelter by Ghost. We draw our own Cosmogrand. We got to kill theirs. So, alright, so here we are. We're going to do this, and we're just going to tap the Warden and get it out of range of the of nowhere to run. And then hope to God they don't have land to go for the throat or whatever. Not go for the throat, whatever. You know what I mean. Whatever 2-mana kill spell they have. Because if we get to untap and play another Sheltered on it, and it's Ward 4, I think we're off to the races. They're going to map. That's a good sign. No paying Ward here. I guess, of course, nowhere to run would still turn off Ward if we can't kill a thing, but... Oh, we're off to the races, folks. Into the Floodmaw. Okay, well, here's Sheltered by Ghosts. Just gonna eat a token. Just get that extra ward on there, you know. Sun Pearl Kieran doesn't actually do anything.
Waka waka.
But sure. And now we're gonna attack. Probably just hold into the Floodmaw under any circumstances, because we want to just be able to play Double Spell when I cast the Zenith, so if we draw land, it's pretty good for us. Alright, just say go. Just a 5/4 lifelink Ward 4. Sorry. Ward 2, Ward 2. Land. No spells to buy back. Feeling pretty good here. We draw another Floodmaw. Alright, let's crack this blue. Alright, we're going to shut Floodmaw this. We're not going to let them block and then use a -2/-3, so just attack. Hopefully no Edict, that would suck. They had a Momentum Breaker. They would have cast that last turn though, right? So, here's a Siren. And now land is a good draw. Spells are good. Most things are good here. Final lands. We draw. That's tap lands. Fine. Alright. I mean, could play around nowhere to run. If they block, damage happens, and they know where to run, that's a way to lose this game. So I'm just going to bounce this. It ain't pretty, but it's a way to play around that, so I don't mind it. Put them down to 2, and play a bunny, and play an anchorage. And now we have lethal across 3 different bodies, and feeling pretty good. Nothing like Shockland Scoop. That's great. Love that. All right, so Esper Pixie. I would say this is a spot where the Riddlers are going to shine. These sort of like big things. Ghost is gone. Ghost is not very good here. False Prey. Neither is Bunnicorn about removal. So False Prey to nowhere to run. Other stuff. We're going to bring in our Storm Slayers. Pretty sure. Seam Rip seems pretty good. Exercise is it toughness or power? It is power, so I can't kill a Cosmogrand naked. Split Up's interesting, honestly. Just a way to kill things. Bunnicorn just isn't that good, I don't think, against them. Not much here is, though, so I think I want Split Up on the draw. This deck loves one-landers. We're the mulligan. The fact that we mulliganed like basically every single game and we're still kind of crushing is a really good sign. We're in gold at the ladder reset. Or I honestly just haven't played standard since the ladder reset really. So we're gonna keep this. Riddler, of course, great in these mulligan scenarios. They mulliganed also, which kind of them. If you want to play Tiny Bones joins up on me, go nuts, you know. Gloomlake Verge, starting town, Cosmogrand. So yeah, I mean, I guess we'll warp the first Riddler. There's an argument for like trying to keep them for like whatever, but like we have actual nothings. Just play Riddler and draw a card. Next turn we probably just cast Cosmogrand. I don't know, we'll see. Now we drew a 1-drop, so maybe we can wait. Like cycling Riddler is not the most exciting. You definitely want to be doing something with it. Usually in this deck it's just drawing extra cards. You know, but it could be like blinking it, or it could be using it to cast a flashback, Winter Night Stories, whatever else. They're just gonna cast a breaker? God. That's awesome for us. Alright, so smallening my hand size. Is that a word? Probably a word, right?
You're saying it wrong.
Shrinking. So let's go. Let's just play stuff here. We could like try and hold it for Zenith or whatever, but I think with a Riddler in our hand, our goal is just to put shit in play. Let him blink this and sack the Inspector. I don't really care. Best case, we draw 1-drop for his Cosmogrand. If not, we can just like play a land and Riddler. So here's nowhere to run. Sure, it's fun. Like if we weren't playing Riddlers, I feel like this deck would obliterate us. Because we are, it just seems really good for us. So all right, we don't draw a land. Interesting. So we're gonna attack. If I attack and they play a 2/1 flash, return a thing and block, it's pretty bad for us. I'm actually not going to attack. I'm just gonna play with Zenith instead of go. Like they flash in Kieran, block the Inspector, and bounce the Momentum Breaker. It's pretty bad for us. So we're gonna use our brains here for once.
I look like a jackass.
There's the Kieran. God, I'm smart. What are you talking about, Hank Hill? I know what I'm doing. I'm freaking good looking.
I'm in control here.
They're gonna bounce Nowhere to Run, sure. And they are going to play Sheltered by Ghosts. It's bold. So we don't have like that much removal. We draw Spyglass Siren. So we can just like land Siren Riddler. Maybe Riddler first. So we'll draw a card. So Warp Riddler. I think I would like to tap these two. Which is so good. Draw 2. Mockingbird. I mean, I don't think Kieran doesn't really do anything. We could like bounce the clue and just draw a card. It's not amazing. We just also just copy the Inspector. This is map, I think. Sure. We're in pretty good shape here. So Kieran can't attack. We got gas for literally days. Just Riddlers forever. Wonder if Essence Scatter's gonna come back into vogue. Even then, you can't handle both sides of the Riddler with it. Like, this card's just too big. This card should have been a 3/3. Alright, cast Nowhere to Run. Totally fine. Kill 1 Siren. Draw into the Floodmaw. So we are assuredly casting a Riddler. I guess we're just gonna start there, right? Actually, I gotta cast another spell first to do that, so okay, that's fine. I can't do that either. Well, shit. I'm dumb. Hi, I'm Jim. Welcome to the stream. It's got Ward. I could Floodmaw. They're Sheltered by Ghosts. Oh, that's actually sick. I could Floodmaw Sheltered by Ghosts, have the Cosmogrand in play, and then God, I'm so freaking smart. God, I'm good looking.
Yeah.
All right, so let's do that. Target the Sheltered by Ghosts. Gift a Fish. Then cast it again. I don't care. I'm just gonna get some tokens off this. So, all right, that's pretty good.
We have technology.
Now I cast Riddler, second spell, make 2 tokens, draw 2 cards, and I feel embarrassed that I didn't like realize how good this card was in my set review and stuff. It was a long time ago, and it took a lot of folks a long time to figure out how good this card was, but it is quite good. So they can re-Shelter by Ghosts. We don't really care. And we're also ahead on mana, so like, whatever, you know? They gotta be Cosmogrand, and the Riddler, and our tokens, and our cards in hand, and this Riddler, and the Anchorage. Bouncing up Breakers, kind of a joke, right? say so.
No, you can't. Don't even try.
Alright, so here's Shelter by Ghosts. Hit the Zenith, sure. They have a way to kill this Riddler. We should have another one, you know, just like the train never ends. It's like Muldrifter, you know, it just draws you another one. Draws you, they just chain together so well. That's the wrong slide. Second token. Wrong slide? Yeah, wrong slide. That's really good. Okay, warp. We can't warp and one drop and Riddler. Still very good for us though. Sorry about that. Alright, so yeah, we're just gonna do stuff. I mean, let's warp this in. We're gonna play a Siren. I'll get our sequencing is here, honestly. Whatever. Gain a life. Play land. I actually like don't want to get more cards in my hand, so I'm just gonna attack. A little sloppy on sequencing, but whatever. Instead, we're just gonna draw 2 more cards. We're 20 life. It's pretty great. Looking pretty good. Just nothing. Sure. All right. Go to 9. End step. Hylia. Draw. Draw 2. Thanks, Riddler. Hands full. Clue to sack. We have Anchorage up also. This is, we're living the dream here, folks. We are living the dream. Does our opponent want to keep living the dream with us? That is the question. Here's a Cosmogran, sure.
Can we wrap this up before dinner? I have a date. With my aunt.
Here's Siren, sure. You know, pump the squad here. Yep. Okay. We have Seam Rip for this, for the Kieran. Which is dope. Shock in the Shrine. I think we're pretty much done here. Oh, they're going all in the sun. Oh my god, don't go all in here. Don't go all in there, my friend. This is only going to go poorly for you. Coming in. Gain some life. Ho, 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 ho. If only. Alright. Untap. Speeds up, sure. You're going to cast Seam Rip. Targeting the Kieran. I am sure. I'll pay the ward. And now that comes in. And now we're going to just... I should play this first. Oh, no, I didn't, because I want to get second spell. So let's play, I don't know, Hylia. Second spell. Add some counters. Gain a life. We have Floodmaw. There's Floodmaw's in there too. Whatever. We're just going to win the game. It's fine. Whatever. Just bounce this. And, you figure it out. Good luck. Have fun. Even if they were to, like, untap and cast a Wrath, we just have, like, freaking Elspeth, Warden, and Riddler, so... Alright. Yeah, make some trades and a chump block. Take a bunch of damage. Your turn. No draw, but good enough for me. Right.
I bet you weren't expecting that one, God.
Okay. Is that the best you can do, or is that my land say go? Okay. Well, we are gonna play this Cosmic Grand Zenith, and then yeah.
Who do you think you are? I am.
That was pretty damn impressive. We mulliganed essentially every game and crushed. That's awesome. So a reminder, folks, this weekend, SGCon Baltimore, Spotlight Series Spider-Man. I'm going to be in the booth once again with Corey alongside Reed and Ailey. It's going to be a ton of fun. I know it's Vivi's last hurrah, and I know that like people don't like Vivi very much, but this is it, folks. This is the last Vivi tournament. And this is the kind of tournament you look back on, you know, it's fun. You kind of remember like Splinter Twins' last hurrah, Nadu's last hurrah, you know, and like even though it's kind of annoying at the time, it's one of those events that you're going to want to be at so you can look back on it and be like, yep, I was there for the last Vivi tournament. I played Vivi or I played something else and XYZ happened. So going to be a lot of fun. If you're in Baltimore, come down and hang out. It's an open field tournament. You should come in and play. Top 8 go to the Pro Tour. We got tons of other side events and of course watch on YouTube at SG Coverage if you're going to miss it, and watch me and Corey and everyone else on coverage. It can be a great time. Not going to lie, folks, I think his deck is really, really impressive and has a lot of room for improvement. I think right off the bat, I would add a third Halia. I'll cut the Bunicorns. This card just sucks. Play 2 more Voice of Victories. Probably just start there, and that's just a really, really good start. There's an aggressive core here. The fact this deck is like pretty aggressive. Has a really good, you know, card draw engine with Riddler and Hylia. Has a little bit of oomph with the Cosmogrand, and they can also go long if needed, is great, and can sideboard counterspells for like ramp and control matchups. This deck's gas, folks. I think this deck is a serious, serious contender for Baltimore this weekend. Looks awesome. So really, really cool, good stuff. More to go. We'll be back on a normal content schedule going forward. Again, appreciate your patience on all the shit that's been happening. Love you. Like, comment, subscribe, support the content as always, and I'll see you soon.